And he said, there can be no great victories in life without tremendous adversity. And he talked about the war in the Pacific being the greatest military victory of all time because of Pearl Harbor. And then he took all the negative things, that we had lost games, we were 17-point underdogs, we were going to play at Michigan, there was going to be 106,000 people rooting against us, and it was snowing, it was cold. Nobody thought we could win. But because we had all these things against us, that it was a tremendous opportunity for us to have a great victory. You know, the whole attitude of everybody on the team, the whole organization, completely changed, turned around. You know, and that's the one thing, if you're going to be a really good competitor and you're ever going to have any great victories in your life or whatever it is that you want to accomplish, you can't do it unless you can overcome adversity. Because that's what makes great things great, is the things that you had to overcome to accomplish them. And it starts with your perseverance, which you have a goal, you work toward a goal, you make mistakes, you have setbacks, you learn from each and every one of those. You know, there was a great commercial that was about 15 years ago when Michael Jordan was at the height of his career. And he was in a limo, he's all dressed up in a suit, and he was going to play a game. And a commentator was saying, I've taken 26 game-winning shots and missed. I've shot the ball 2,400 and some times and missed. I've played in 384 NBA games and lost. And he opens the door to walk in the locker room and he says, but because I fail is why I succeed. So everything's not always going to go exactly like you want it to. How you manage the negative things that happen to you are most important. And when you think, there's a book out there called The Road Less Traveled. It's a spiritual development, positive energy and attitude book that a priest gave me in 1986. And he said, here, read this and you'll be a lot happier and more positive. The first line in the book, life is difficult. I said, this priest is crazy. You know, sometimes a lot of people ask the question, what it takes to win. And obviously, you know, in our profession, you have to have a good game plan. You have to have really good preparation. You have to have some flexibility and ability to adjust when things don't go exactly the way you'd like for them to. And you have to have a foolproof system and approach where, you know, your life is really no different than that. I mean, if you're going to be successful and you're going to have a chance to be successful, you have to do some of the same things. But it really all starts with who you are. You know, I always tell our players, who you are is more important than what you do. How high you jump, how fast you run, because who you are is